Asher Matoir has not appeared in court since the court has been in session. The time now is 11:55 a.m. on today's date of May 8th of 2023. Mr. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Lanesha Matoir at the courthouse door?
No response.
Lanesha Matoir's name was just called again at the courthouse door. Lanesha Matoir has not answered. A reasonable time has passed to give Ms. Matoir an opportunity to appear in court. She has not appeared in court. However, her attorney is present in court. And as her attorney is attorney Rife Kim State, do you have a motion?
State Mr. Bob, Chair.
That motion will be granted. Lanesha Matoir's bond will be forfeited. A warrant shall be issued in her arrest. Next case is cause number M330825, case of style state of Texas versus Xavier James Ozan. So Ozan, would you please come forward? Is this one
This is not, yeah, it is one of more cases.
We're ready.
okay, we don't
Ask
have,
for a brief one reset
No objection.
to be ready.
okay, Mr. Ozan, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
You're doing good? That's good. Now, Mr. Ozan, your case is gonna be reset for trial. Prosecutor who was handling the case is no longer with the district attorney's office. So the state has to assign another prosecutor to the case. And so your case is gonna be reset on the trial document. Give us a trial date. It's gonna be reset to July 31st of
I've got a
20.
vacation letter.
Oh. Okay, give us a different date.
I'm on vacation through the first week of August, second week of August.
Okay, put him on August. Are you back on August 7th or not?
Whatever the first week, so probably August after that.
Well, the first week is the 31st and then Tuesday is the 1st.
Whatever the first week, I'll have to go back and look at the letter, but it's.
So that'll be the second week, huh?
First week of August.
Okay,
Okay.
so it's gonna be in the second week in August. That's when,
That's fine.
yeah. Okay, it's gonna be reset to August the 7th. August 7th of 2023 for trial. Mr. Ozan, your attorney's gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go. You have a blessed day. Next case is, thank you. Next case is cause number M327885, case of South Texas versus Eduardo Rodriguez Rocha. Is this one of,
Ready.
is this one of Mr.?
Also, Mr. Jackson's case, Johnson's
Okay,
case.
this is one of Mr. Johnson's cases. So state is asking for a reset because they don't have a prosecutor.
Just one reset. Judge.
No objection.
Okay, no objection. Okay, Mr. Rocha, your case is gonna be reset for trial on August the 7th. They don't have a prosecutor resigned, so they're going to have to get another prosecutor to handle the case, okay? So your case is set for trial on August 7th, 2023. Stay in contact with your attorney. Once you get your reset, you're free to go. Next case is cause number M327802. Case is style of state of Texas versus John Trimble.
But no, this is announced.
Yeah, well, no,
Nice to on the product.
Oh, I didn't see that.
both cases.
Okay.
So there's a bottom. Well, same deal. It's
One of Johnson's cases. Okay, Mr. Trimble, full name John Trimble. How you doing, Mr. Trimble? I'm doing fine, Mr. Trimble. Are you represented in this case by your attorney Wright Kimbler, attorney Kimbler? State is requesting a reset.
No objection.
Okay, state is, this case is gonna be reset, Mr. Trimble. The prosecutor who's handling cases no longer with the district attorney's office, so they have to get another district attorney, assistant district attorney to assign the case to. Okay, so your case is reset August 7th of 2023. Get your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go. And you have a blessed day. And Mr. Kimbler, this is your last case on the trial
I
doc.
thought I had some on, I just had to pray. And the head is straight. McCray's here.
Okay, Haley Renee McCray. This is cause number M331312. Case of style of state of Texas versus Haley Renee McCray. How you doing, Ms. McCray? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. McCray, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Wright Kimler. Attorney Kimler, what is your announcement? Ms. Okay, you gonna reset it on the trial docket? Give us. This is off the announcement docket. Okay, this is gonna be reset August 7th for trial, 2023. Please get in line to get your reset. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Brown, is it? Brown. He's present.
John Henry. John Henry,
He was driving then. Remember that?
both on them, yeah,
He raced the machine and beat it and he died.
yeah. Crazy.
Kind of like AI these days.
Okay, this is, okay, John Henry Brown was scheduled, this is cause number M325730, case of style of state of Texas versus John Henry Brown. John Henry Brown was scheduled to be in court this morning. And John Henry Brown name was called by the courthouse, by the court's bailiff at 9 a.m., the time that his case was set. He did not answer. He has not appeared in court since the court has been in session. The time now is 12:02 p.m. on the day's date. Bailiff again just called his name at the courthouse door. He did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Mr. John Brown an opportunity to appear in court. He has not appeared in court. State, do you have a motion?
They move the ball forward.
That motion will be granted and warrant should be issued for the arrest of John Brown. Next case is cause number M331898. Case of style of state of Texas versus Alexis Lashawan Green.
Take that one. Yours.
Yeah, that's yours.
These are- I think that's the last one.
Ms. Green, your full name is, you Alexis, how you pronounce your middle name? Leshon. Okay, Alexis Leshon Green. Ms. Green, how are you doing? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Ms. Green, you represented in your case by your attorney, Wright Kimler. And Attorney Kimler, what's your announcement in Ms. Green's case? We're gonna reset it, Ms. Raymond, Ms. Green, gonna put her on the trial on the same date, August 7th. Okay, it's gonna be August the 7th of 2023. Ms. Green, once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And let's see, is that all for Mr. Kimball? This is cause number M 331-755. Case of style of state of Texas versus Jorge Alberto Vargas. Court has been informed that Mr. Vargas speaks Spanish. Mr. Vargas is represented in this case by his attorney, Mr. James Paget. And Mr. Paget, you have a translator here in court.
I do. He's gonna swear you to. translate some of this.
Okay, now, would you please raise your right hand? Okay. Do you swear to interpret English to Spanish and Spanish to English accurately, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you may put your hand down. And what's your name?
Christian Navarro.
Christian Navarro. How you doing, Mr. Navarro?
Good, how are you, Your Honor?
I'm doing fine. Mr. Navarro, would you please ask Mr. Vargas to raise his right hand?
Thank you so much.
And you can repeat after me. Mr. Vargas, do you swear or affirm?
Repeat that one, sir.
Do you swear or affirm
Usted lo jura.
to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Que diga-
So help you God.
Que diga la verdad en todo el procedimiento que Dios lo ayude.
Sí.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you may put your hand down. Okay, now, how are you doing, Mr. Vargas?
Good.
Okay, so Mr. Vargas does speak some English.
Yeah.
He understands some English. Okay. Now, Mr. Vargas, you're represented by your attorney, Attorney James Paget. Attorney Paget, do you waive a record in Mr. Vargas' case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Vargas. I have before me a document
Documento.
that is titled information.
Yes, sir.
This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Jorge Alberto Vargas, on or about,
Or and about, you said,
yes,
de o eso.
November 6th of 2021,
Noviembre 26, 2021,
while you were in Jefferson County, Texas,
cuando estaba en la ciudad de Jefferson County, Texas,
operating a motor vehicle
operando un vehículo
in a public place,
en un lugar público.
that you committed the Class A misdemeanor
Que usted cometió la clase misdemeanor,
of driving while intoxicated
manejando cuando estaba intoxicado,
with an alcohol concentration level
con un nivel de alcohol
of 0.15 or more.
de punto 1.5 o más.
Mr. Vargas,
Señor Vargas.
do you understand what you have been charged with?
¿Usted entiende lo que le están? Yes, he understands.
And to this charge, Mr. Vargas,
Y para salir,
how do you plead? Not guilty, guilty, or no contest?
¿cómo fue tu, guilty? Guilty.
Okay, you pleading guilty? Okay. Now, ask him this. Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Lo está siendo culpable por usted mismo, nadie le dijo que lo culpara. Yes.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Te está culpando culpable porque es culpable. Yes.
Yes? Okay. I also, hold on a minute. Now, let me ask you a question. It seems like I don't know, I don't know if it's something, it looked like, I don't know if it's getting, some things maybe getting lost in translation. Have your interpreter ever interpreted in a court of law before?
I don't think so.
Have I?
Yes. Okay. I think I may have, I'm looking at 38.30 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. I know the 38.30.
What makes you think something's been lost in translation?
Yeah, I'm just,
Yes.
yeah, he's saying yes, but I mean, I think like he's kind of struggling trying to interpret the terminology. I'm
Yeah,
looking,
it's, some words are difficult, and
Right.
that's why, I take, like he said, I take a little time, not a lot of time, I just like try to figure
Yeah.
out the right, proper, pronunciation.
But you understand? and-
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what?
definitely.
yeah, but I'm looking at the code. I mean, we're governed by rules, and one of the codes regularly, so I'm saying 38.0, 38.30. What they said at 38.30. Here we go. But a motion by women attorney is filed by the court of the proceeding. Determine the person charged with this does not understand speak English. Interpreter must be sworn to interpret for person charged. Any person may be subpoenaed, attached, or recognized in any criminal proceeding to appear before the proper judge or court to act as an intermediary under the same rules as provided for witnesses in the event that the only available interpreter is not considered to possess adequate interpreting skills for the particular situation, or the interpreter is not familiar with the use of slang. Let me do this here now, and this is for the interpreter. Are you familiar with the use of, I guess they got slangs, but I mean, we're not using any slang in this case because we only using legal terminology.
Yeah, he had trouble with compable and no compable, but I mean, it's guilty or not guilty. Do you understand what guilty or not guilty means?
Okay,
Are
there's
you guilty or are you not guilty? You are guilty of driving while intoxicated? And, you know, that it's clear and everything. You know, it took him a second to come up with a word for compable. And he did, and he said it, and that's the only place I've seen.
Okay,
any
but
hesitation.
I'm asking the questions, Mr. Paget. If you want to ask some questions, I was asking questions, okay, before you interrupted me.
I apologize, Your Honor.
Okay, now, I was just wondering, in reference to the Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 38.30, it basically states that an interpreter must be sworn to interpret for the person charged or the witness. Now, this next statement applies to you. The next sentence, it says, any person may be subpoenaed, attached, or recognized in any criminal action or proceeding to appear before the proper judge or court to act as an interpreter therein. So what this statement is saying, that any person could do it. Okay. Now, it further says, under the same rules and penalties are provided for the witness. And it say, in the event that the only available interpreter is not considered to possess adequate interpreting skills for the particular situation, or the interpreter is not familiar with the use of slangs, the person charged or witness may be permitted by the court to nominate another. So what the court is trying to do in asking the questions is to make sure that you possess adequate interpreting skills to go forward with the plea. And as noted, the court just kind of just in observing, you listening to the questions that I was asking and asking Mr. Vargas some questions, it seems like he was kind of struggling a little bit. And that's what alerted the court to make this inquiry to make sure that Mr. Vargas' plea is freely and voluntarily given, and not only that, but he's knowingly entering into this plea. So that's the reason for the inquiry. Okay. Now, in reference to some of the thus far, in reference to some of the statements that I previously made, do you think, were you able to adequately interpret the court's questions for Mr. Vargas to understand?
The same thing that you asked me, he understands, but yes, I told him everything. What you told me, I told him. He understands English, but there's some words that he doesn't understand. That's why I'm here to help him translate those parts.
Right, I understand it. But my question to you was, the questions that I asked him through you, the interpreter, were you able to adequately interpret the statements to him?
The same things you told me, yes. I
Yes,
told him.
okay. Now, Mr. Vargas, I have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document?
¿Lo conoce?
Okay. Now, at the bottom of this, the next page of this document has three initials, a set of initials, on a line next to a box that says check guilty.
Con una flechita que dice culpable.
Did you place your initials on this document? Okay. Now, on page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes.
And on the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
You have to speak.
He recognized this document? And is this your signature on this document?
Yes.
At the top of this document, there are two boxes that's checked.
Arriba hay dos cajitas que están
The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case.
Arriba hay una cajita que tiene la flechita que está siendo culpable. Está siendo culpable.
And you have no right of appeal.
Y usted no tiene derecho a volver a abrir el caso.
Do you understand that?
¿Sí lo conoce?
The next box states that you are waiving your right to an appeal.
La siguiente cajita con la flechita es para negar usted el siguiente, por si quiere abrir otra vez el caso.
And this means that you're giving up your right to an appeal.
Que usted está dando su derecho de dejar su procedimiento para abrir el caso otra vez.
Sí.
Yes.
And do you understand that statement?
¿Sí lo entiende? Yes.
I have another document here. This document is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature above the line that's titled Defendant? I also have another document here that is titled, it's Spanish, and it's titled for foreign nationals except those in mandatory notification countries. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on this document? Oh, he didn't circle. He has to make his choice as to whether he want him to contact the
You want to.
notice. Okay, well, you could do it in Spanish, just go over that with it. That's in Spanish.
Es, tiene que circular, sí o no.
Okay. Now, Mr. Vargas, this document that's titled Spanish for all foreign nationals, hand that to me. I'm gonna do it from here. That document that is handed to you that's titled Spanish for all foreign nationals except those from mandatory notification countries. Now, you are from what country? Mexico. All right. Now, the last sentence in that first paragraph states in English and in Spanish, which is translated, do you want us to notify your consular officers at this time?
No.
No, and you circled no. Is that correct? All right. You can get that back to me. And also, we're going to go back to this first document that's titled Jefferson County. Well, it's titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. At the bottom of this document, the paragraph is titled Citizenship. And it reads, if you are not a U.S. citizen, a plea of guilty or nolo contendere may result in your deportation, exclusion from admission to the country, or denial of naturalization under federal law. Do you understand that? Okay, do you still want us to go forward with your plea agreement? With this plea bargain? Okay, we need to have him initial this paragraph right here, citizenship. Okay, now, Mr. Paget,
Yeah.
pursuant to the case of Padilla versus Kentucky, did you admonish your client about the consequences of pleading guilty or no contest to the charge and the possibilities of him being deported, as well as, I guess, the collateral consequences?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now, Mr. Vargas. Before you sign and initial all of these documents, did your name is Mr. Navarro?
Yes, Christian Navarro.
Okay, did Mr. Navarro go over these documents documents with you in Spanish?
Si yo le expliqué de todos los documentos los que tiene ahí a usted. Yes.
And did you understand everything that he went over?
Y lo entendió todo lo que le dije de esos documentos. Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct
Y todos los que estén en
to the
los
best of your
documentos,
knowledge?
todo verdad, dicen toda la verdad. Yes.
Okay. State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1, the misdemeanor plea admonishment. State, you like to offer State's Exhibit number 1?
State would, Your Honor. No objections, Your Honor.
No objection, State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Padgett, you advising counsel, Mr. Vargas. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Vargas, your attorney, Mr. Padgett, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Que si está satisfecho de todo lo que le dijo él.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Todo le entendió, todo lo que le explicó él. Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Vargas, I will accept your plea of guilty.
Él aceptó, pues, porque usted es culpable.
I will find
Él lo va, le va a dar una multa.
that you are mentally competent to stand trial.
Compatible para que esté en el juzgado.
I will also find
Él también lo va a
That-
culpar,
that your plea and waivers
va a pagar como unos pagos.
was freely and voluntarily given,
Eso fue que usted lo pidió, que él le va a ayudar a hacer.
and I was also find
Y él también
that there is sufficient evidence
que toda la evidencia que tiene es la suficiente.
to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, we do.
And what is that agreement?
The agreement is 120 days and Jefferson County Jail probated over
120.
1 year
1 year,
with a $700 fine,
700
40 hours of community service,
serves.
and an interlock.
Lo que le va a cobrar la corte y que tiene que hacer los probation, lo que tiene que hacer. Eso es lo que él le explicó al juez. Oh, y cuando y él me estaba avisando que se recuerda que le dije de cuando vayan al departamento de probation, que le pida un programa que es de las tarjetas, que va a ir a comprarlas y va a poner dinero para que debe poner a las personas que también. No se le olvide eso.
Okay. Now, Mr. Vargas, the state is offering
El Estado está ofreciendo
that you serve
que
120 days
usted
in the Jefferson County Jail,
en la cárcel,
but you will not have to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail
pero no tiene que los 120 días en la cárcel. de aquí de Dios.
because you'll be placed on probation for 1 year.
Porque lo van a poner usted por un año completo de probation.
During the 1 year probationary period,
Haciendo el año de probation,
you'll be required to pay a fine of $700
una multa de $700
plus court costs of $407.
más lo que pide la corte, que son $407.
You will also be required to pay a probation fee
De pagar por una multa porque lo estén poniendo a usted en probation.
of $60 each month.
De $60 cada mes.
You will also be required
Aparte está requerido
to pay a urinalysis fee
que pague una prueba de orino
of $15 each month.
de $15 cada mes.
You will also be required to pay Jefferson County a reimbursement fee of $15.
Aparte, a la ciudad aquí de la Jefferson County, y usted le van a hacer como un tipo de reembolso de $15 para atrás.
You'll also be required to pay Jefferson County DWI Education
Está requerido de pagar una clase de educación,
an initial evaluation fee
de una evaluación, una multa
of
de
$125
$125
on the day of the plea.
el día que le van a hacer esa junta.
Should a further evaluation be needed,
Si necesita un evaluated, right? Evaluación o otra junta, lo puede hacer.
you'll be required to pay an additional $50.
Si quiere otra junta, tiene que pagar $50 adicional de lo que el todo me dijo ahorita.
Your total monthly installments,
Su total por mes.
that is the total amount that
el
you will be
total,
required
usted está que tiene que pagar a fuerzas
to pay each month
de cada mes,
is $184.
$184 cada mes.
Will you be able to pay the $184 each month?
¿Usted va a poder pagar los $184 cada mes? Yes.
You will also be required to perform 40 hours of community service.
También tiene que hacer 40 horas de horas comunidades.
You'll be required to install an interlock device.
Interlock the ice.
It's interlock device.
Oh, sorry. I thought you
Oh,
meant-
mechanism.
También está requerido que tengan un brazalete que está bloqueado.
On any vehicle that you own or operate.
Cualquier vehículo que usted está operando o manejando de eso que va a soplar.
You'll also be required
También está requerido
to attend and complete
que atienda y complete
a DWI education class
un DUI, una clase que es manejando bajo la
You'll also be required to have a drug and alcohol assessment
También está requerido que haga una clase, una sesión de droga y alcohol.
and you'll be required to adhere to the other standard terms and condition of this probation.
Y está requerido que esto va a ser todo lo que le hicieron de probation.
Now, Mr. Vargas, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes.
And do you think that the state's offer in this case is fair and just?
Lo que le ofreció el Estado, ¿usted cree que es justo? Yes.
Okay. And do you accept the state's offer?
¿Acepta lo que el Estado le dio? Yes.
Okay. Now, Mr. Vargas,
Señor Vargas,
I will follow the plea bargain agreement
él va a hacer un procedimiento.
and this will conclude
Eso concluye.
your case.
Ese es su caso.
Have a seat.
Que se siente.
And then our clerk is going to call you back up to her window.
Una de las muchachas le va a hablar a su ventanilla.
When she calls you back up to her window,
Cuando le hablen a su ventanilla,
follow her directions.
siga el procedimiento de la muchacha.
And once you finish following her directions,
Y cuando termine de seguir el procedimiento de la muchacha,
you'll be free to go.
ya.
All right. Okay, and you're free to go as well? You have another case? No. Just have a seat.
Well, they can,
You ready for it now?
they can go ahead and stay up here because I have some stuff I need to.
Okay. Okay.
Mr.
Vargas, do you have a valid form of United States identification?
Tiene una forma de identificación.
On your document, EELT.
He doesn't have it with him.
He doesn't have it with him. No la tiene con usted, ¿verdad? No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
have it with him.
Okay, Mr. Paget.
Yeah.
Yes.
He is eligible for a cash bond refund, but he doesn't have his ID with him. Would you be able to go down to the county clerk's office?
I'll take care of it. As soon as we leave here, I'll be out.
Okay. All right, Mr. Vargas.
Could you call,
¿Tiene la licencia en foto? Would you need it
Beltran.
physical here or, yeah?
Yes.
He has a picture of his ID, but I don't know that.
No, it would, I believe it would need to be physical, but it's.
hey, Beltran?
I've only.
Sorry.
Okay, te lo mando a hacer.
I'm here, Judge.
Oh, okay.
No, Mr. Galmore, I just called Marcy Beltran. He's represented by James Paget.
Need him.
Oh, I apologize. You let me in the room. I thought you were calling my case.
No. We was just letting some more people in the room. I'll see
Okay.
somebody, people right now.
Sorry about that, Judge. Can you hear me?
Yeah, put the mic on.
It isn't now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, put your mic on mute.
Just hang tight for me while I print out all yours.
Okay.
Just hasn't been able to contact.
Okay, Jefferson
Do
County
we wait up here? Do we go?
Court at number 2 is back in session with cause number M332240, case of style of the state of Texas versus Marcy Beltran. Marcy Beltran was scheduled to be in court this morning at 9 a.m. At or about 9 a.m., court bailiff called the name of Marcy Beltran at the courthouse door. He did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Mr. Beltran an opportunity to appear in court. He has not appeared in court, and the bailiff just called his name again. And the time now is 12:44 p.m. on today's date. State, do you have a motion?
Say we move for a forfeiture bond and warrant be issued.
And just for the record, Mr. Beltran's attorney, Mr. Paget, is present in court. State is going to forfeit the bond of Marcy Beltran, and a warrant should be issued for his arrest in cause number M332240. All right. And I think this is your last case, Mr.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm gonna
Paget.
step outside and just try one more time to get hold of Mr.
Okay.
Beltran before I leave, just
That's fine.
out of an abundance of caution.
That's fine.
Your Honor, I don't believe Mr. Odom will be logging in.
Okay. This is cause number M331948, case of style of state of Texas versus Casey Dallin Wayne Odom.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Odom was scheduled to be in court at 9 a.m. At about 9 a.m., Casey Odom's name was called at the courthouse door. He did not appear. And what's your name?
Skylar, I will be Mr. Odom's attorney going forward.
Okay, Mr. Parks?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Skylar Parks is making an appearance for Mr. Odom. Mr. Odom has not appeared in court since the court's been in session. Mr. Bailiff, could you please call the name of Casey Odom at the courthouse door?
Okay, so I just need to give this guy's. Did you do
Okay, Casey Odom's name was just called again at the courthouse door, and just for the record, Attorney Parks did inform the court that Mr. Odom's, I think, was out of town, and he did provide Mr. Odom's with the Zoom number, and we've been here since 9 a.m. He has not Zoomed in since the court has been in session. State, do you have a motion?
State would move for a forfeiture bond and warrant be issued.
That motion will be granted. Mr. Odom's bond will be forfeited and a warrant shall be issued for his arrest.
Mr. Your Honor.
And you may be excused, Mr. Parks,
Thank you.
and I think you have to get the motion to substitute in.
Yes, Your Honor, I believe,
I don't.
We will have one filed here shortly.
You'll have one.
Yes, I'll get our paralegals to do it.
Okay, thank you. And nice seeing you, Mr. Parks.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Because I'm here for Gary Barnes. I don't know if my video is showing. It's not showing on my phone, but I can hear you.
Okay. Hold on a minute. That's
Okay,
Mr.
Judge.
Mr. Nguyen, just hold on a minute.
Yes, sir.
Is Gary Lee Barnes present? Mr. Barnes, would you please come forward? This is cause number M330742. Case of style of state of Texas versus Gary Lee Barnes. Mr. Barnes, is that your full name? How you doing, Mr. Barnes? You doing well? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Barnes, you represented in your case by your attorney Lance Nguyen. Attorney Lance Nguyen is appearing via Zoom. Attorney Nguyen, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, Judge. You?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. That's good. Now, Mr. Nguyen, Mr. Barnes' case is on the court's announcement docket. What is your announcement?
Yes, Judge, we have a parallel same transaction federal court case in the 252nd. But I think every time I've talked to the state in this case, we want to see what's going to be the disposition of that felony case first in the 252nd. Judge, I had a federal court setting for today for jury selection and 2 Harris County plea cases, and jury selection has actually been moved to tomorrow, so I couldn't make it to the 252nd, although they have reset Mr. Gary Barnes for an announcement next Monday, May 15th. They've issued that notice already, Judge. So if we can go to next week, May 15th, I will. I am free on that date, Judge. And
you want to reset the May 15th?
Done on that day in both courts.
Okay, so you want to reset the May 15th?
Did you get me, Judge?
Mr. Nguyen, you need your case reset the May 15th?
Yes, sir. At 9 o'clock, if we could, 9 o'clock, Judge.
Okay, we'll reset it on that same date. Mr. Barnes is going to get his reset here in court, and Mr. Nguyen, your reset will be sent to you. Mr. Nguyen, you're free to go, and you have a blessed day. Mr. Barnes, would you get your reset? We're going to reset it with his felony, and on that same day, you're going to do like you did today.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, you're welcome. You have a blessed day. We'll go down the hall.
Thank you, Judge.
Take that case, check in here, and then come back. All right. Please get your case reset. He's on page 3 of the announcement document. Okay. Now we have Mr. Jansen. Is John Andrew Landrum present? Mr. Landrum, would you please come forward? Was this one was this one of Lamora's cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, this is cause number M325643, case of style of state of Texas versus John Anthony Landrum. Mr. Landrum, is that your full name?
Yes, Your Honor.
How you doing, Mr. Landrum?
Doing good, Your Honor.
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Landrum, you represented in your case by your attorney Jansen Bailey, who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Bailey, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, Your Honor.
That's good. Now, Mr. Bailey, this was a case that was on the docket or on the caseload for attorney Lamar Johnson. I don't know if you heard, Attorney Johnson is no longer with the district attorney's office. And this case has not been assigned yet to an attorney. They haven't, I guess, placed an attorney here to assume his cases as of this moment. So state, you're asking for, state is, as it did earlier in the other cases, they're requesting that this case be reset to give him an opportunity to get an attorney, prosecutor to handle the case.
I have no objections with that.
Okay. Now, Mr. Landrum, you're going to get your reset here in court. You're going to have a seat in the chair, the first chair by the wall. in front of the wall. And so when the court coordinator is ready for you, you come up to a window, you go up to a window, your case is gonna be reset.
Yes, sir.
You'll be free to go. You have a blessed day and thanks for being patient.
You too, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome. And you're free to go as well, Mr. Bailey. Your reset will be sent to you.
All right, thank you, Judge.
All right, you have a blessed day. the document that you have before you is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights of Defendants Without Attorney. And that talks about your right to have an attorney. I will go over this document with you. Says as a defendant, you in a criminal case, you have three options. Number one, you may hire an attorney. Do you understand that option? Number two, if you do not have enough money to hire an attorney, you may request an attorney be appointed to represent you. Do you understand that option?
Yes, sir.
And option number three is you may represent yourself. That is, you can give up your right to have an attorney and represent yourself. Do you understand that option?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you want an attorney to represent you and you have enough money to hire an attorney, the case will be reset. Reset means you'll be given another court date to give you time to hire an attorney. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
If you want an attorney and do not have the money to hire an attorney, you will need to fill out a financial questionnaire so that the proper person can determine whether or not to appoint an attorney to represent you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You may not speak to the prosecutor about your case unless you sign a written waiver of your right to be represented by an attorney. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Be aware that there are dangers to self-representation. Waiving your right to an attorney representing yourself may result in a worse outcome for you and your case, including the loss of significant legal rights and opportunities relating to military service, possession of a firearm, housing and public benefits, child custody, immigration status for non-citizens, and employment. Do you understand that? Now, if you choose to proceed without an attorney, that is to represent yourself, you may change your mind at any time and may request counsel or an attorney be appointed by the court. Do you understand that?
Yes.
At the bottom of this document, it states defendant's choice, mark initials next to only one choice. If your choice is, I want to reset this case to hire my own attorney, then you'll place your initials on the first line to the left. If you have already hired an attorney to represent you in this case, then you will place your initials on the second line to the left and the name of the attorney on the line to the right. If your choice is, I want to apply for court-appointed counsel, then you'll place your initials on the third line to the left. If you have already been appointed a court-appointed attorney in this case, then you will place your initials on the fourth line to the left and the name of the attorney on the line to the right. If you want to waive your right to an attorney, which means to give up your right to an attorney and to represent yourself, then you need to place your initials on the fifth line to the left. Once you have finished initialing one of the 5 lines, then you will sign your name on the line that's titled defendant and the name of the attorney on the line. And then the date of today's date, May 5th, 2020, May 8th, 2023, on the line that is titled date. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you have a pen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you want, you go ahead and make your choice. Now, Miss Rudolph, I have before me a document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defense Without an Attorney. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Or these your initials on a line that states you want this case reset to hire your own attorney?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Rudolph, before you signed and initialed this document, did you read the document?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Rudolph, your case is going to be reset to give you an opportunity to hire your attorney. Please stand on the exit on the far end in front of our court coordinator. She's going to reset your case. Once she resets your case, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. You're welcome. There you go. What's that date?
June 26th.
June 26th?
Well, no further about it.
That's fine. Mindy Yanez? Please come forward. Your full name is that Mindy Shugi? Sule? Suhey. It's Mindy Suhey Yanez. Miss Yanez, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Miss Yanez, I see here that, let's see. Ms. Yanez, you do not have an attorney represent you? And I see you filled out a judge's explanation of rights to defendants without attorney stating you want to hire your attorney. And you haven't hired your attorney? Well, this document was filled out on May 10th of 2022, which is a year, and you haven't been able to hire an attorney since that time? Okay, you had a year to hire an attorney. Why haven't you hired an attorney? Okay, now I don't know, well, you should be aware that when you filled out this document stated that if you could not afford to hire an attorney, you may request that an attorney be appointed to represent you. Okay, do you want to request an attorney be appointed to represent you? Okay, just have a seat at that table. We're going to give you a financial affidavit to fill out. Alexis Stroud. Mr. Stroud, would you come forward? Yes. Mr. Galmore?
Yes, Judge, I'm here.
Oh, you represent Mr. Stroud. Okay. Mr. Stroud, I see here that you're represented by your attorney, Dustin Galmore, who is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Galmore, how are you doing?
Great, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing fine. And Mr. Stroud, how are you doing? Fine. Mr. Galmore, what is your announcement in Mr. Stroud's case?
Judge, we're still working on that case. I'm hopeful that we'll be able to get it resolved. And so we're asking for one more announcement date.
State, do you have any objections?
Say there's no objection.
Okay, give us a. Okay, Mr. Galmore, this case is going to be reset to June 26th of 2023. Your reset will be sent to you. Mr. Stroud, stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. You're going to get your reset here in court. Once you get your reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Please stand in front of our court coordinator on the floor. And you have a blessed day. And Mr. Galmore, this is your last case.
Yes, Judge.
You're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you. Last one. Okay, court is back in session. It calls number M3312270. Case is style the state of Texas versus Mindy Suhey Yanez. Mr. Yanez, Ms. Yanez, I have before me two documents. The first document is judge's explanation of rights to defendants without attorney. He just put a check. She was supposed to put her initials. Yeah. Okay. Now, Ms. Yanez, this first document I have is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorneys. You recognize this document? Are these your initials on the line that states you want to apply for court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Also, well, let me do this here, Ms. Yanez, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Now, Ms. Yanez, I have a document before me that's titled Jefferson County Affidavit of the Industry. You recognize this document? On page 2 of this same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant's Signature. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, Ms. Yanez, before you sign and initial both of these documents, that is Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney and Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence, did you read these documents? Did you understand what you read? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Now, Ms. Yanez, based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that will be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Peter Doyle. Attorney Doyle will give you information on will be given information regarding how to contact you. You will also be given information regarding how to contact him. Our court coordinator is going to give you that information. Once you get that, once you get the reset from our court coordinator, you will be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
You too.
Okay, please stand on the RX. And this will conclude the calling of the court's announcement docket, the court's trial docket, and the court's pre-trial docket. All three dockets were scheduled at 9 a.m. on today's date of May 8th of 2023 in County Court at Law Number 2, Judge Terrence Holmes presiding. Everyone, please have a blessed day. Mr. Shearer, you're free to go.